Well, at this point, I don't know if I should be praising God, Crom, or I don't know, fucking Satan at this point, but thank him all the same. And for those of you who are curious as to why, apparently Eidos has finally broken free from Square Enix. Now, I know very little about Square Enix, to be perfectly honest, but there are certain companies that, let's just say, give me the impression that working for them is like working for the devil, only not as fun. And minus the charisma. Well, one of them that I've kind of come to get the impression from is Square Enix, and by that I mean as of today, because God, Eidos has kind of, I don't know if some of Eidos Montreal's decisions were influenced by Square Enix, but then again, I know very little about either company, but still. One is, Eidos made and this news came from Razorfist originally. I'm still watching the video as I do this recording, but apparently Eidos is free of Square Enix, and I'm happy because now, while I am not the biggest fan of Eidos, they have made two series that interest me. One of them is Deus Ex. Now, I played Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Awesome game. This one story series I've been thinking of like writing and just reading on YouTube. One of the characters in it is based on Jensen Adams. So, as you can imagine, I have some fondness for it. And I still have to beat the game. But the other series they made is called Thief, a favorite of Razor Fists, which also influenced, I believe, The Long Moonlight. But anyway, yeah, if I ever needed it, there are a few things I consider proof of God's benevolence. This is one of them. The other one is Bungie breaking free of Activision, which is also a company that I would not mind seeing burned to the ground. Kidding, of course. That'd be a waste of gasoline. Kind of like if something happened to Disney. I'm not saying I'm hoping anything happens to it either, but at the same time, if something happened, I would probably laugh my ass off. Like, God finally had enough and said, I am not going to sit back and take this anymore. And went Sodom and Gomorrah on it. But anyway. They broke free of this company, and now I'm like, motherfucker, whatever comes next, I don't care. It can only be an improvement based on what would have happened if Square Enix still had their claws in them. To which I can only say, hallelujah, hallelujah. And, yeah. It's about crime damn time, I guess. There are certain companies you should never get into bed with. One of them is Square Enix, that I know now. One of them is Activision. And the number one company I say you never get into bed with, and are you ready for this? You ready to know the one company I say you are a dumbass to ever get into bed with? Bethesda. Human Head Studio learned that lesson the hard way. And I know very little about Square Enix, but if they in any way were a detriment or influenced Eidos in any way in a detrimental way, then I say good for Eidos. Now, I am in a hard position here because I love ragging on anything that's connected to Canada, and I think Eidos Montreal, by its name, is from Canada, so I am in a bind on that front because I love shitting on Canadians, but at the same time, and I say this as a guy who's kin to some Canadians, so don't give me any shit over this. But at the same time, I'm rooting for a bunch of Canadians on this. God dang it, I'm in a bind. Oh well. Good for Eidos. I wish them nothing but the best. Square Enix, I wish you nothing but the worst. You have earned nothing but my contempt if you, in any way, held Eidos Montreal back from giving us another Deus Ex game, because even with what little I've played of the game, is an awesome game. And we need that third entry. And if they in any way hampered the possibility of us getting that third entry, then fuck them. May they get diarrhea. Like, whatever God can do to inconvenience the people of Square Enix in any way possible, I endorse it. Now, God forbid I would hate to see anything bad happen to them, but yeah, anything that inconveniences them, I'm happy for. And to those of you who think I'm being, let's just say, unfawning or unfavorably to Square Enix, bear this in mind. I'm a guy who hates micromanagement, and from what little I've seen of Razor's Fist video, which, again, I am watching as I record this, micromanagement is not good. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. To borrow from Mr. Mackey from South Park, it's bad. Like, I do not like micromanagement for the same reason I do not like communism. Like, give the people some fucking breathing room. Like, put some trust. Like, this is why I don't like movie companies, because you have corporate boards, test groups. Like, give some creative fucking freedom. Again, let them breathe. Take a chance is all I'm asking. And I feel like I've done this. This feels like deja vu. I swear I've done something like this before. Or maybe it was just a weird dream. Anyway, yeah, apparently, like, they had a Thief game a few years back. Now, I didn't play it. The only clip I saw of it was a sex scene that happened in it that you could peek in on, which wasn't that good, by the way. But apparently, Square Enix's response to its colossal failure, and their response to Thief's failure was this: doubled down on the micromanagement bullshit. Like, the people running Square Enix must be all Mallory Archers. That is the only way I can rationalize this, if you are that dumb. So I cannot blame Eidos from breaking away from this company. If you want to see the Razorfist video and see the parts I'm blatantly borrowing heavily, and borrowing is me being generous. If you want, I will be putting a link to the video in the description. I'm always happy to link to a Razorfist video because, as I've said before, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. But, yeah, I love this because, actually, I can think of Square Enix does have one thing in common with Activision I don't like. I don't remember much about what Activision did when Bungie was with them. But I remember they fucked with them, so it wouldn't surprise me if they also micromanage the bullshit, because, like, Halo is now run by a bunch of people who probably don't understand Halo that well. I say probably. Like, I think the guy who runs it now, he came in at the last minute of Halo back when Bungie still owned it. And then it got picked up by 343. But, I'm getting off topic, sorry. Yeah, I wish them nothing but the best. And, yeah, that's all I can really think to say. Is just good for them. I hope they do better in the future. And I hope this means, like, I'm praying to God, this means that one thing can be counted on in the future. Like, the shadow is counted on by the people, by the city he protects. Does this mean another Deus Ex game is on the horizon? Because I've only gotten to play one so far. I want that third one. I want to know how Adam Jensen's story ends. Please, for the love of fucking God, give me that. Because other than that, the closest thing we've got to scratching that Cyberpunk fix is Cyberpunk 2077, and we all know how that went. And I've made my opinions on it pretty apparent in the past, but anyway. And I have changed my opinion, but anyway, I'm sorry, I'm dragging this on. That's the video. Have a nice day. Square Enix, fuck you. And remember, the game was rigged from the start.